Good evening, City crew. Welcome to Neville's MCFC. Just a few things we want to talk through. Chelsea, Club Bruges, upcoming Arsenal. So let's get on with it. Let's go. So I want to talk about the new system. I want to talk about how important Marmoush is going to be, and what I think is going to happen with the current squad, with the implementation of Marmoush. I think Marmoush is there to take over from Kev. I think that's what his job is. I think he's going to take over from Kev. Although, Marmoush cannot pass like De Bruyne, we're never going to get anybody that can pass like De Bruyne. De Bruyne is generational. He's a one-off player. Nobody can pass like De Bruyne. And it's not very often that you get a player that will take the assist over the goal. So yeah, exciting things to come from Marmoush. Obviously, he can play where Haaland plays, so I expect Haaland to be rested in certain games, and Marmoush will come in and be the main boy there. But yeah, I think we've got a good player on our hands in Marmoush. And the thing is, you got that psychological competition that he's going to have with Salah because they're both Egyptian, and I think obviously Salah is the Egyptian king. It's too soon to say, Marmoush is gonna surpass Salah in accolades and just the way he approaches games. But what I can say is, I fully trust Marmoush is going to be a good player for us. Now, whether that's because he's pushed on because of the psychological competition in Salah and everybody's saying that Marmoush is a prince, it remains to be seen. But I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. I just quickly want to touch on the Kusanov era. I think obviously, you got Sky talking about it for 15 minutes after it happened and just not letting it go. I think Kusanov is a mentally strong player. I mean, given a goal after the first 2 minutes and then getting a yellow after the fourth minute and then coming off at what was it, 55 minutes or whatever. Um, I think he showed great spirit. And I think we've got a hell of a player in Kusanov. Now, I didn't really see his speed. Everyone's saying that he clocked 37 kilometers. I didn't really see that speed in the Chelsea game, but is that because he's new and he basically he didn't know where to go when Chelsea were on the break? He was looking round, and obviously he doesn't speak English, so you know, great prospect. Looking forward to seeing more of him. I want to talk about Gvardiol and how important he is for us on this rebuild. I think Vardiol is again generational. And I think we've got a hell of a player in Vardiol. He's been by far our best defender this season. And also, you could put him up there for attacking player as well. He's such a player. He's such a good player. Would I like to see him at CDM? I mean, yeah, I think everybody wants to see that. I think everybody thinks that he can do that role. But do we want to take him away from that left back, left wing role? I mean, he's not even a left wing back, is he really? He's more of a left winger that gets back. He's just a defensive left winger at this point. But yeah, good things to come from him. And I think he's going to be pivotal in this whole rebuild and the new system that Pep's trying to implement. I just want to move on to Kev. As most of you know, Kev missed out on the starting 11 for Chelsea. Marmoush came in place, and like I said earlier, I think Marmoush will take its place. Watching Bruges last night, watching Kev play against Bruges last night, he's too leggy. He is too leggy. I mean, let's be fair. Now, Kev last night, he couldn't really affect the game because you had Foden on the left, and Foden's come out already and said about when he was playing in England. When he's playing for England, he said, I can't do that left role. I'm not good at that left role. And obviously, he had Bernardo down the right. So, Kev didn't have much to work with. But at the same time, that midfield is over 100 years old now. What I would rather like to see, rather than Kev being phased out completely, is we could drop Gundogan and we could have Kev in that role. A deep lying playmaker, and I think he would be class at that role. And for me, I'd rather have Kev in that role than Gundogan. Gundogan does a good job there, but obviously he's slow to the ball. Kovacic, that isn't his natural position. The DM isn't Kovacic's natural position, and he's in nowhere near a Rodri that we're used to. But maybe if Kev gets the ball, he's calm, cool, collected. He could pass that ball off and relieve a bit of pressure, and I think he'd do a good job there. I know Pep said that he can't play there, but we've all seen Kev, and Kev can pretty much play anywhere. Yeah, so that's that on Kev. Right, moving on to Club Bruges. The first half against Club Bruges, too passive. Too passive, not attacking enough. And obviously, like I said, we had Foden down the left, and that's never been great for us. And then you had Bernardo down the right, who was just, too slow. And Bernardo was a workhorse. I understand and I respect what Bernardo does in a game for us. He is a runner. Even like now, after all them years, 7 years of just constantly being running to the ground, and he's still running today. So you have to give Bernardo his flowers. You do have to give Bernardo his flowers. Mateus Nunes, obviously, he was running down the right, but he was too cautious because he knew that he might have to get back. And even when he did get back, he's not good enough of a right back to do that. You have to give Nunes his flowers as well. I mean, he's not a right back, but he's probably the most secure right back we have that I feel secure with. Rico, I think it's time for Rico to go. I don't think we can do anything else with Rico. He's too small. He's not strong enough, and I don't even know what his position is. I don't. When like the first half in Bruges yesterday, I was thinking, right, we need a player to come on here to change this game. Rico's not that guy. I was looking at Savio, I was looking at McAtee, I was looking at O'Reilly, but Rico, I didn't look at Rico once because for me, he's not it. Now, I think he could go somewhere else and be a class player? Yes. Is he City class? No. Unfortunately, no. Just my opinion, Rico is not it. Right, I want to talk about the Douglas Luiz Cambiaso possibilities. Douglas Luiz, I've seen him play a few times. Do I like the look of him? No. Do I know if he's got it in him? He has got it in him. I've seen him. He does have it in him. And obviously, if we get him, if we go in for him, I know Juventus want to sell him, but they want a loan with an obligation to buy rather than just a loan. We want just a loan because obviously we got eyes on someone. Hopefully, it's a Belieber or a Bruno Jimenez. I mean, Bruno Jimenez. I do like Bruno Jimenez, but he's just a Gundogan regen, and I think if we're going to whack 100 mil on a player, that would have to be a Belieber. Because we get him for years. And obviously, if you look at Haaland's contract, 10 years, we want a player that is going to come and be there with this generational squad. We want a player that's going to last for this squad. Because obviously, we got Rodri, and Rodri's got about 4-5 years left, I think. 5 years is pushing it. But I think he can do that. He's not the fastest player anyway. He's just clever. But yeah, we're gonna have to look at someone like a Belieber, I think. Would I take Jimenez? Yes. Would I take him for 100 mil? No. I think if we wait till the summer and we get him, I don't want to be paying any more than 65 mil for him. Cambiaso. Do I want him for a DM? No. Would I have him for a right back? Yes. Would I have him for a left back stand-in when Vardiol either needs a rest or moves over to centre back? Yes. Look, you have to give Pep who he wants because Pep, more often than not, if he gets who he wants, he does succeed with him. Let's be fair. Grealish, did it work out? I don't think it didn't work out. Obviously, Grealish, he's coming to his end at City now, in my opinion. Could he still do a job? Yeah, he can play. He can play the odd game here and there, just tie it up at the end. Keep it calm. He keeps possession well. But yeah, would I take Douglas Luiz on loan? Yes. Would I take Cambiaso? Yes. I just want to talk on something as well. I'm sure there's people out there that know when we concede first, we win. When we score first, we tend not to win. And I don't want to be going into games thinking, oh, I hope we concede here, because that ain't good. That ain't good for the blood pressure. You get me? What I'd rather is City score 3 and that's it, and we close off, we block it off, doors closed, no more goals. But obviously that's not the way we are at the minute. We concede too many chances with no Diaz, no Rodri. Of course, it's going to happen. We just need to make sure we score plenty of goals. And I think with Savio and the Marmouche and Foden and Haaland, I think we can do that. Obviously, we got the players to do it. So let's do it. Yeah, I just wanted to quickly touch on that. It's a bit of a weird one. We concede, we end up winning the game. If we score first, we end up losing the game. So yeah, I just wanted to see if anybody else noticed that. So get in the comments if you did notice that. Right, let's move over to Arsenal. We've got Arsenal on the weekend. We've got them on Sunday, 4:30, 4:30 p.m. It's down there. I've put it there for you. What does everyone think the starting 11 is going to be? Get in the comments. Let me know. Let me know what the starting 11 is going to be. Injuries. Diaz. The main one, Diaz. Bob back, maybe? Hopefully, Bob back. Play 10-15 at the end. If we're cruising, let him come on, hold the ball for a bit, let him get back into it. I'm really excited to see Bob again. Really excited. I think he's going to be a world-class player. Next to Haaland, obviously, he will thrive. Let's see what happens with Bob. Diaz is going to be a big miss. Diaz plugging them holes, going to be a big miss. Ake out, obviously. Ake is out. And Rodri's out. I think that's it. I think that's everyone. But yeah, Diaz the big one. Without Diaz, do I think we can win? I don't know. But I'll take a draw. I'll take a draw. Because Arsenal must win. You know, what I want to do is go and shithouse them. I want to do what they did to us. Just hold out for that draw. Be absolute pussies and hold out for the draw. That's what I want to do. Pep ain't going to do that, but that's what I want to do. Just to fucking infuriate him. As far as tactic goes, I think we'll see a similar tactic that we've seen at Chelsea. And I think our third goal, where Haaland basically held it up, he had both centre-backs on him, and he scooped the ball through to Foden, and Foden ran through, scored. I think that is how we get through Arsenal. I think that is how we get through Arsenal. And obviously, if we play the same as we did against Chelsea, we have Núñez on the right and Vardiol on the left, and then they take the wingers. So the wingers are too busy, preoccupied with Vardiol and Núñez, or maybe Kusanov. I'm not sure yet. And then obviously it leaves whoever we play in the middle to run through on two centre backs. I'm hoping for similar tactics. I don't know what you're hoping for, but you know, I'm hoping for similar tactics. I think them tactics are good enough to beat Arsenal. Whether the loss of Diaz means we can't really do it against Arsenal, I don't know. As far as Arsenal injuries, I'm not sure. I know Arteta's hinting at Raya being out, but Arteta is a liar. Arteta plays mind games, and he is an outright liar. Nwaneri doing okay on the right now. They have two Sakas. Nwaneri looks good, but again, he's only 17. Has he got the mental? Has he got the mental capacity to take on a City? I don't know. It's yet to be seen, and let's just wait and see what happens there. But so Arsenal on Sunday, I think Nwaneri on the right, Havertz in the middle, and then Trossard on the left. I reckon that's what they'll go with. But you know, who knows? Who knows? Right, as I was saying earlier, Núñez or Kusanov down the right. I think Núñez has to start because, like I said earlier, you got to give Núñez his flowers. Will he handle Trossard? I don't know. But saying that, will Kusanov handle Trossard? I think Trossard will eat Kusanov alive. Don't forget Kusanov. He can't speak English. Getting tactical changes over to him, it is impossible. Obviously, I think they've got a translator. Maybe they've got a translator. You'd think so. I know Fernandinho can translate, so let's hope he's had a word in his ear. But yeah, I would go with Núñez, even though I think Kusanov will ultimately end up there if we don't get Cambiaso or someone like that. I'm good with Kusanov or Nunes because I don't think any are ideal. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Obviously, you all know Arsenal are second in the league. They need to win. This will be a good test for our players because we've got multiple players that need to go. We've got multiple players that need to go. Obviously, like I said, Nunes needs to play. Kusanov needs to play. One of them's going to play. But we still need to get rid of Nunes because Pep doesn't trust him. Obviously, that's why he's at right back. You got Nunes, Grealish, Bernardo, Gundogan, Rico, McAtee. I don't want to see McAtee go, but I think he will go. And I think someone's going to come in with 40 mil and swipe him. Let's just hope we put a buyback in there because, you know, the Palmer situation still hurts. Any player that Pep doesn't trust really, but I'd be getting rid of Rico before McAtee if it was a choice of the two. We need to be cautious that we do need homegrown players in the squad. I know Ake and Stones, they're injury prone, but you know, if we can get one fit player out of both of them over the season, then so be it. I'll keep them. Maybe drop their wages if they're willing. Last night, Stones against Bruges. Stones was class, world class. If you can stay fit, world class. But yeah, let's just see. Let's just see. All right, people. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, get in the comments, let me know what you think is going to happen on Sunday, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.